World Vision, that's our cool friends that we're partnering up with a really cool initiative called Chosen, where you get to be the one who gets chosen by a child in India this morning.
Yeah, so it flips the script on it. So instead of you deciding, often is the case, you see a whole lot of pictures of kids who are wanting to be sponsored and you say, oh, that little one looks awesome. I want to sponsor them. You send your photo over to India and the kids themselves come in and you better be dressed up and looking fly because they're going to choose you based on something. And we want to encourage you to sign up to this morning and this week as well. So we're really doing a big push on this and we want you to really listen and have an open heart as we hear from Kim Crossman, who joins us actually on Zoom at the moment in a very sunny spot somewhere.
Morning, Kim. Good morning, Kim.
Look very regal, don't I? I've just got the light shining down on me.
You're glowing.
You're looking great, Kim. Thanks for joining us this morning. I know you got a whole lot of accolades to your name: actress, presenter, comedian, and you're an author. But I think it's just from my perspective, one of your most challenging roles may be a World Vision ambassador. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I always did the 40-hour famine, growing up and with school. So I was aware of World Vision, and I was lucky enough to get invited to travel with them to the refugee camps on the border of Syria and Jordan and see where the money from that previous year's 40-hour famine actually went and helped refugees. And I definitely pinpoint that as the moment in life in which I grew up. I feel like I've never had a situation where I've lived and had my safety be the most forward-facing issue in my life. And so it was definitely, coming from New Zealand and feeling safe, being able to dream, being able to have goals and things, and just realizing that that's 100% not the case for many people. And I think in working with World Vision from that, I definitely wanted to cement my relationship with them. So I've since then I've traveled with them to India to meet my sponsor child, which I am so excited about this campaign as well. And I love working with them. I think it helps too at firsthand, having seen where that money goes and the impact that it has on communities who just are so desperately in need for it.
What was it like when you met your sponsor child?
It was pretty overwhelming. I actually just got goosebumps just like thinking about it because I don't know if Kiwis know this, but when you sponsor a child, say in India, that community is entirely sponsored by Kiwis. So I got to actually walk in, and not just for myself, but on behalf of a bunch of Kiwis that have been able to really elevate this community, and to just see how receptive they were, how excited they were to meet me. It was actually very overwhelming and emotional because it was they were just so stoked, because of the generosity of New Zealanders, which they can find it on a map. They know everything. Because of that, it's afforded so many, especially young women in that community, the opportunity to get educated, which changes the entire trajectory of their life and their families' lives. Because previously, in most cases, women don't have the opportunity just because of finances to even be educated. So I walked into a place where they just couldn't be more stoked to have a New Zealand connection. And that was pretty rad.
We know that it definitely has an impact on, as you say, the child. But in speaking to other people who have been chosen, it definitely has an impact on you as an individual as well. I mean, can you tell us about the immense impact that it has had on you?
Yeah, I think having that connection, also an element of pride. It feels good to give. It feels good to, I work a little harder each month so that I know that I can contribute elsewhere as well. I think for me, just being part of this process, it makes you feel like you're doing something. So often we can feel so helpless. And when you feel like you're being helpful in someone else's journey in life, and when you do sponsor a child, whether they choose you or you choose them, you're actually not just impacting their life, you're impacting their entire community. Their mothers are afforded opportunities to get some help with nutritional information and with pregnancies and things like that. So I think feeling helpful is a really you can't really put a price on that. You know, there's so much going on in the world, and it's so easy to feel so overwhelmed and feel like, well, I don't know, how can I help? But if you are actually contributing, it actually gives you, you can walk with a bit of pride and a bit of confidence, knowing that you are actively making a difference every month. And that feels really good. I guess in a selfish way, that feels great.
What would you say to someone, because we've been talking about this all week and putting it out there, and we've had lots of people getting in touch saying, hey, yeah, we want to sponsor a child, and it's really exciting to see. But what would you say to someone who, you know, maybe they've heard a bit about this campaign or whatever, but just haven't got to the point yet where they're actually in? You know, what would you say to encourage them?
Come on, guys, do it. So easy. Go without three lattes, and you're helping change, save lives. Like, come on. Look, I completely understand that. You know, especially post pandemic, if I feel like finances can be really tight, and think people can be struggling in their own, you know, situation, and I totally respect that. I think if you are or able to make some adjustments in your life to make this very small donation, then I so encourage it, because it feels good. World Vision, they run these, you know, this child sponsorship has been around for a long time. It's a well-oiled machine. You're in constant communication with your community, with your sponsor child, how they're doing. It's really fulfilling. So I would encourage it, because, yeah, and then you feel actively part of getting that community on its feet. And the hope would be that at some point that they don't need our support as Kiwis, and that they have, you know, enough resources and enough education to have their own dreams and their own desires, and step up and step forward. So, yeah, just take the plunge, guys. It's easy as, so easy.
It's so cool hearing you beam and seeing you beaming when you're talking about it as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I've been there. I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen how it changes their lives. I remember I sent my sponsor child a bunch of like hair clips and hair ties. And when I met her, she had all of them in her hair. So
oh, that's so cute.
Because I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, I guess, yeah, she maybe had never known what to do with them. So she's like, I guess I put them all in.
I love that. Hey, Kim, just quickly on this new way of doing the sponsorship where actually the kid chooses you. What do you think of that way of doing it, of actually when us as the sponsors get chosen by them?
I think that's so special, because you know that they've gone, again, they don't have a lot of choice in their lives. You know, they're I guess, very reactionary to all the situations that are being dealt to them. Just so empower them to pick someone. And then if you're picked, how rad is that? You know, a kid has gone, I really want to connect with these people or this person. And I think that should be very prideful for Kiwis of when they get chosen and who they get chosen by, because I think that's a really rad way of doing it personally.
I think you're inspiring a lot of people who are listening right now, Kim, and I hope you have, because we need people to jump on and be chosen as well. Hey, thanks for your time this morning, Kim.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the hard work you're doing. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, you heard, Kim.
Yeah.
Jump on the train, man.
We're trying to make it super easy. So if you're listening right now, literally all you need to do is just text us 8168, keyword life, the normal way that you text the show, and just say yes or chosen or anything to indicate that you want to be in on child sponsorship, and we can get World Vision to contact you. We can pass it on. You don't have to reach out. They'll do it all for you and get you set up, and just make yourself be known to us.